Looks good and nice. Now we are live. Turn off my Wi-Fi, connect with my network, and we're good to go. Okay. Okay, we are good to go. Am I audible, guys? So there's the good news that we are shortlisted for Infosys on-campus assessment, and my name is there in the list, and my slot is on 6th of December. Okay, that is day two of the assessment in my college and in the first slot. So I will have to rush in the morning. Oh, let's get started. What is visible on the screen right now, by the way? Let me just. आज मैंने मेरा दूसरा मॉनिटर इस साइड कर दिया तो I will be looking this way most of the times to see what is visible to you guys. And as of now, we were studying about graphs, and I had learned about the basics of graph and their implementation representations. DFS karna baki hai, that we will do quickly, and after that we will try to solve graph problems on BFS DFS, then topological sort and shortest path algorithms also. So we will be trying to solve all these problems today because we don't have time. After that, I will be preparing for my exam. And for those who are new here, my name is Harshit. I am in final year preparing for placements, and all I have already got an offer from Capgemini at a base package, and I'm planning to upgrade my package. That is why I'm working harder. And Infosys is coming on campus, and its assessment is scheduled on 6th of December for me, and I will be appearing in it. And it is frequently asking questions, difficult questions based on graph and DP. That is why I'm trying to prepare graph and DP. And although I have not practiced practiced problems on graph and dynamic programming, this is the first time I'm preparing for it. Yes, sir. कभी कभी हो जाती है बट नॉट डेली. अभी तो प्लेसमेंट के प्रिपरेशन के पर्पस से ही लाइव स्ट्रीम होती है. गुड इवनिंग सर. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस. मिस्टर प्रद्युमन उपाध्याय जी, रिस्पेक्टेड. आप करिए मिड सेम की प्रिपरेशन. आपका नाम है क्या लिस्ट में, इन्फोसिस वाली? प्रद्युमन उपाध्याय जी. और ग्राफ और डीपी तो पढ़ ही लिया आपने एग्जाम के लिए. अब तो इन्फोसिस भी क्रैक करेंगे आप. कॉग्निजेंट के बाद सीधा इन्फोसिस, इन्फोसिस के बाद गूगल एंड माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, है ना प्रद्युमन? कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस बाय द वे. ओनली HTML. नहीं नहीं, आई नो यू कैन. ऑल द बेस्ट. कर ले भाई इतना. अच्छा, अल्फाबेट जाएंगे सीधा. सुंदर पिचाई के पास। ओके, लेट्स गो डेप्थ फर्स्ट सर्च। पहले एक बार रिवाइज कर लेते हैं बीएफएस का। ब्रेडथ फर्स्ट सर्च, इट वाज इजियर, जस्ट सिंपल लाइक ट्री में जैसे लेवल ऑर्डर ट्रावर्सल होता है वैसे ही बीएफएस होता है ग्राफ के लिए। या ये बहुत ज़्यादा रेड रेड दिख रहा है क्या मेरा फेस? इसको हटा देते हैं। अब ठीक है। Now we are good to go. What is BFS? BFS is breadth first search. Simple, just like when we do level order traversal in trees. Similarly, we do BFS in graphs using Q. Yesterday we had also written the code for it, and we have a graph preparation guide also with us, and we will be covering all the problems related to graph, basic problems that Infosys asks. Okay, नहीं basic problem तो नहीं पूछता है Infosys, difficult problems ही पूछता है, but we will be doing it. Hmm, okay. This was adjacency list representation. We used list for list of list, that is array list as graph. We created list for each node. Node is given in as the input. V is the number of nodes in our graph, and edges is the edges between two nodes, in which the first element in the pair represents the initial node, and the second element in the pair represents the final node to which the edge is connected to. Okay, and then we iterate over edges and store the first element into the initial node named as u, and the second element in v named, okay, final node, that is named as v, and we will add it into our graph list. Get u is used to get the list of u, okay, initial node, that is okay. And matrix representation of graph, now we need to do BFS, okay, traversal, BFS traversal of graph dot graph dot java. Okay, ESVN we have created, and traversal के लिए क्या inputs रहेंगे हमारे? Let's check it out. Given an undirected graph, return a vector of all nodes by traversing the graph using BFS. So we will need to return a list. What happened, guys? Do I need to share it with everyone on the Discord? Let's do that also. There's a Discord server. Okay, let's get back to it and let's see how we are getting inputs. We will get input as a graph and we need to return the BFS traversal of the graph. So the input is just adjacency list and the number of nodes. Okay. So what? Hey Vamsavardhan, what is up, buddy? Welcome back. Of a given graph. Okay, okay. Attend your meeting, bro. PSPM ADJ. This is the actual input that we need to give to our method, and we need to write the code for BFS. Okay. PSPM, and here we will write public static EFS of graph with int v as the number of nodes and array list of array list of integer adj. Okay. And here we will return array list. What's wrong with the input? Let's keep it public. And this method returns a result of type array list integer. Okay, we need to send something, that is why it is giving this error. Now what we can do, we have should do it without wasting time. We will create a array list of integer name as BFS is equals to new array list. It will store our BFS traversal for each graph, and then we will create a boolean visited array boolean of size b that is given in our arguments. After that, we will create a queue ड्राइवर का कोड कॉपी करके कभी तो नहीं करती मैंने integer okay, this one is good and I remember also how we are getting the input as adjacency list adj only, so that we will create a cell and this is for single connected component static array list BFS. Okay, this is the first problem that we are encountering. Adjacency list, this is the list they've created. And we need to return just an array list of integers. Now BFS of graph is okay. Here we can take input as adjacency list only, and then we can store int v is equals to adj dot size. Now we're good. And what's wrong with q? पहले क्या गलती थी इसमें? Okay, and then we will create a variable int src is equals to 0. ऐसा ही है ना? Visited src. Okay, src is the index for each node. Go and q dot add src, while not q dot is empty, we will iterate over it. I know that I visited it. Now for int x, now what we will do, we will check for each neighbors of src. देख ही लेता हूँ यार. At the end we will revise it. भूल गया मैं तो. Okay, we will create a current and we will remove from the queue and add it to current, and we will add it to the result. After that we will visit all the unvisited neighbors. adj.getCurrent. Okay, we will iterate over each of the neighbors in the list for the current node. If it is not visited, we will visit it and add it to our queue, and the loop will run to its work. Why is it like this today? for int x in adj dot get current node. So it will be iterating over each the neighbor of the current node that we will check if not visited of x is true, then we will update it is equals to true and add it to the q dot add x. Okay, after the while loop we will return BFS. Okay. Now this is the array list. Oh, this is the graph that we have created, and now we will call our BFS method. So BFS of graph and input is adj. That's good. Okay, now it is static and let's run it. Zero 1 4 2 3 is the output that it has generated. Let's see if it is correct. The screen is visible, right? अरे यहीं पे प्रैक्टिस कर सकते थोड़ा से तो it will do the remaining job. What we will do, we will create a array list of integers named as fs equals to new array list. Okay, this will store the answer. Then we will create a boolean array visited is equals to new boolean of size v, and v is int v is equals to adj dot size. Okay, we have stored the size, we have created a boolean array. Now what we need a q q of integer, q is equals to new linked list. Okay, we have a q, we have a visited array of size v, we have a okay. Now we will create int src is equals to 0, and we will update visited of src is equals to true and add it to the q dot add src. Okay, and then while q is not empty, q dot is empty is not true, we will create int current is equals to q dot poll and add it to our BFS dot add current. Abhi tak everything is fine. Then if Okay, now for int x in its li adjacency list for current node. How to get that? We have adj dot get current, and if visited of x is not true, we will update visited of x as true and add it to the queue dot add x. Okay, and at the end we will return BFS. It is like memorizing it, but we can't do anything else. Compilation error while queue okay is empty के बाद कॉलन नहीं लगाया, biggest mistake. इसके अलावा कहीं और भी ऐसी कोई की है क्या? Let me right click, graph traversals, BFS binary. Oh, breadth first search. Breadth first search. What we do in it, we get argument as a adjacency list. Input is a adjacency list. adj adjacency. Okay. And what we do, we will take its size in v, that is the number of node, and v is equals to adj dot size. After that, we will create a visited array boolean of size v. After that, we will create array list to store the answer. Then we will create a queue. We will add the source node and then run a while loop while queue is not empty. Queue dot is empty is not true. We will create another int current node variable is equals to queue dot poll. After that, we will add the current node into our BFS traversal. So BFS dot add current. After that, we will run a for loop inside a while loop for int x, for each x in adj.get current node adjacency list. Inside that, we will check if visited is not true for x, then we will update it to true, and then we will add it into a BFS result, bfs.add x, and close it, close the while for loop, and then close the while loop, and then we will return what? We will return BFS. Okay, now it is done. BFS breakfast search. Sorry guys, I was writing it and without looking into the solution, so I could write it successfully. Now let's move to DFS depth first search. Okay, BFS के अलग अलग variations होते हैं क्या, or should we discuss about them? Okay, if there are disconnected undirected graphs, so what we can do, we can keep checking if it is same almost BFS for all component handle disconnected graphs. So we will store the size into v variable, then boolean array for all the nodes, and then array list result will store the answer, then for int I is equals to 0. Okay, agar we encounter any node which is not visited yet, then we will run the BFS traversal for that particular node as well. Okay, okay, it's good. Time complexity big of node, number of node plus number of edges. The for loop ensures BFS starts from every unvisited vertex to cover all the components. Now we have learned about BFS traversal for undirected graph, for single component and multi-component graphs as well. Now we need to learn about DFS depth first search traversal for graph, and do we need to we will practice it afterwards. Depth first search is a graph traversal method that starts from a source vertex and explores each path completely before backtracking. So we need to implement backtracking in this. Okay, we are connected and let's go. So in BFS, sorry, we are discussing DFS, depth first search. DFS starts from a given source vertex and explores one path as deeply as possible. When it reaches a vertex with no unvisited neighbors, it backtracks to the previous vertex to explore other unvisited paths. This continues until all vertices reachable from the source are visited. So we will need to do recursion. Okay, this is very quick code, but we need to understand it first. So the main method is this, or the function BFS. It will return an array list of integer, and adjacency list will be given as an input. We will create a boolean array visited for all the nodes, and then we will create a result or DFS, call it DFS or result, whatever, and then we will call the recursive method DFS, giving it the adjacency list, visited array, source node, and the result. We will return result at the end. And the recursive DFS will do what? Update the current source node as true and add it to the result and recursively visit all the adjacent vertices for each int in the adjacency list of current node. If it is not visited, we will call this method itself. It is simple. Okay, now we can do that. Let's try to write the method by ourselves first. If we could write it perfectly, then we are good to go. Move to the next point. Okay. Okay, we have this list and adjacency list. What we will do, we will create a array list. Reconnection successful. Where it's mighty slow. Even visible. Duplicate these displays. Git changes. And now we have all the windows. Am I even visible? Yeah, so unlucky me. Okay. Now we will not be able to see your messages, but we will continue. Without wasting time, my voice is clear, the stream is working, and let's go. What we will do, we will create an array list integer as DFS to store the result. New array list. Okay. And what we need to do, we will create a boolean array visited is equals to new boolean array of size. So adj dot size. Okay. Now it is good. Then we will create a queue, e q of integers. Q is equals to new linked list. नहीं, Q की जरूरत है भी या नहीं? Okay, electricity is fair. We can continue. Okay, what we had to do, we will create a recursive DFS method. So public static array list DFS recursion recursive DFS RECDFS in which we will give input as adjacency list ATJ and what else? We will give array list It's working. Is it visible? इसको full screen कर देता हूँ. Yes. हाँ. Array list होगा ना ये? Array list of integer. That is DFS. DFS. That is the list that we will return later. उसके बाद int s, that is the source node for this particular recursive method. After that, what we are left with visited. So int boolean array visited. Okay. We don't need a queue in this. We will just call the method recursive DFS for DF adj comma DFS comma 0 comma visited. Okay, and then we will return DFS. Okay, this is simply a recursive call to a recursive method, and here we are writing the code for a recursive method. Now what we need to do, we will first update visited of s is equals to true, and add it to our DFS dot add. Okay, get s dot add. कुछ तो confusion है. देख लेते हैं. We are doing it for the first time. What I am doing, we will add it to our DFS only. हाँ, वो तो single list है ना, simply. Okay, मैं यहाँ confused हो गया था. I was considering it as a adjacency list result. That is why I was getting confused. adj is the input adjacency list, not DFS. DFS is a single linked list. So DFS dot add s, and if now for and I adj dot get s, if it is not visited of x, sorry, I, whatever is true, then we will update it as visited of I is equals to 2 and add it to DFS dot add DFS of DFS dot add I. Okay, क्या कैमरा बंद था क्या? नहीं. Okay, ऐड नहीं करेंगे, इसके लिए फिर से हम रिकर्सिव मेथड को कॉल कर देंगे. रिकर्सिव DFS and the input will be adj comma DFS comma I comma visited array. Okay, this is the recursive method that we will call, and at the end we will return DFS. Hey, why not? Rishi Pal is saying, can you review my portfolio? Of course, bro. Share it in the live chat. We are not returning anything in the recursive function. So it is void. shivamross.com. Okay, wait a minute. Mm, yes. shivamross.com. वैलिड वेबसाइट है ना, कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं? ओके, पोर्टफोलियो, दिस इज नाइस. Okay, we can show it on the live. Oh, by mistake I closed it. That is shivamross.com. Shivam भाई की portfolio website. It's nice. This is the landing page. Okay, this animation is impressive. About section, work, resume, light mode, dark mode, improved validator. Nice. Can I access? Okay, the link is also clickable. And here is your GitHub. You have added it to 100x tabs. Build bit website builder. Nice. Bonfire using React Anime.js. Nice. Welcome to Vault Crypto Wallet. ये तो आपने बहुत ही अच्छे अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स बना रखे हैं, अगर आप ही ने बनाए हैं तो. I can drag and drop as well. Nice. This is crazy, bro. Build bit is good too, जिसमें खुद से वेबसाइट बना सकते हैं. And can you please tell us about yourself, buddy? Are you in college? Uh, Where are you from and in which year you are? Build bit, what do you want to create? Uh, Impressive calculator web page. Create. Oops, I need to sign in. I'm not gonna do that. We'll try it later. But all of these projects are really impressive. Chit chat. Working full time. In which company you are working, buddy? Are you working in a startup or in a MNC? Create a room. Oh, that is great, yeah. Codecules. Room ID. Create करना पड़ेगा. 1 2 3 4 5. That is nice. We can exit. That's nice. Your projects are really impressive, buddy. If you don't mind, can I make similar projects? Oh, oh. But thank you so much for visiting our channel. Your tech stack is good. And from which college you graduated, buddy? From an IIT or a tier 3 college? I'm passionate about building scalable applications, and most of our your stack. React, JavaScript, HTML, Next.js, AI. I think everyone thinks same of their college. Code pen. Forgot your LinkedIn. You are coding since 10th class. That's impressive as well. I've sent you a connection request. Hope you accept. Okay, thank you so much. And let me focus on my preparation. And thank you so much. Your website is really impressive. I will try to learn from it. And it's really inspiring. Your projects are also really good. Okay, buddy. Okay, DFS work. No, we were on DFS and we have created a void method. And buddy, what do you think? Are these projects really useful while getting placed in an MNC from your college on campus? Or DSA is something that should be given more weightage while I am preparing for placements in my on campus scenario? Are you there, Shipam Bhai? Okay, he's gone, I guess. I'm waiting for your response. Let's run TFS. It worked. Nice. Okay. TFS भी आ गया मुझे. And what is next? Number of provinces. Problem on BFS and DFS. Let's go. Let's try to solve actual problems using BFS and DFS in graph. There are n cities, some of them are connected while some are not. If city A is connected directly with city B, city B is connected directly with city C, then A is connected indirectly with city C. Okay, a province is a group of directly or indirectly connected cities and no other cities outside of the group. Okay, so we need to return the number of connected components. You are given an n by n matrix is connected where is connected ij is equals to 1 if ith city and jth city are directly connected and is connected ij is equals to 0 otherwise. So should I convert it into adjacency list first for operating? What should be my first step? We need to return the total number of provinces. Provinces is nothing but number of component of a graph. Okay. Find circle num. Hmm. Four, four, four. My opinion on how to practice competitive programming. I'm not very often replying to questions about how to practice, but as I'm getting enough of them, I have just seen another blog about practicing. Let me tell you about it. Every time when you ask someone good about how to practice, she will reply to you to solve a lot of problems, and that's true. There is no other way, anyways. I've thought about it actually. I'm able to tell a bit more. I know some people have seen many people practicing, including me, and I have an opinion. Many people practice in some organized way. High schools organize IOI training contest every Saturday. Universities organizes ICPC training contest once a week. People try by their own to solve three problems each day. Websites host, launch, and so on. Here's a secret. It's a shit. Yep, that's true. If you want to be really good and to make it happen, you compete in a training once a week. You do it only to be able to make excuses, but I'm training so hard when you see no progress. Uh, every really good person give a part of their life to CP, and I don't mean giving up Saturday parties or having no funds. I can mean the part of their minds. You have to really want to get better and find real pleasure in practicing and watching your progress. It also means catching yourself thinking about various problems or seeing algorithmic interpretations in many aspects of your life. You should practice every time when you have an idea, oh, I'd solve some problem, oh, it'd be good to practice a bit now. Okay, here's a trick. If you really want to be good, you will have a lot of such ideas. If you don't have them and you want to just practice weekly, then better go and consider. It's just confusing. Martial material. Thanks, buddy. Calling me uncle. Okay, let's get back to it. I don't want to convert it to. Okay, Marshall material, I got you. Should I convert this matrix, adjacency matrix, into adjacency list first? Or we can work with it also. Thank you so much, Marshall material. Number of provinces. DFS से solve करते हैं इसको. But I only know how to run DFS on adjacency list. Adjacency list में भी क्या ही कर रहे हैं हम? Recursively we are checking if the next node is visited or not. Stream बंद क्यों हो गया? Back. And why is it not showing enough response? Was that because of description? Now the stream must be good. Now it's good. The screen was buffering since last 4-5 minutes. Now we are good to go. I need to convert adjacency matrix into adjacency list. Adjacency matrix, weighted graph, operation complexity, edge list, converting between representation. Edge list को adjacency list में convert किया, adjacency matrix को. Okay, what we do? Matrix to we will take the matrix and store the size of the matrix. Okay, for each written graph. Let's copy it. For this question only, it again started buffering. Hey guys, is the stream buffering? If you are watching, please let me know in the live chat if the stream is buffering. And get back to the question. Matrix to adjacency list, and we will convert. So array list of array list of integer, let's call it adj is equals to matrix to adj list is connected. Okay, now we have adj as the adjacency list of graph, and we need to find the number of components it has. So what we can do, we can use BFS or DFS. I don't know the optimal solution. We will try to figure it out by the brute force approach. या जो भी मेरे दिमाग में पहले आएगा उस अप्रोच से करने की कोशिश करते हैं. Now we have the adjacency list of the given graph, okay, which was represented using adjacency matrix. And now we will create int v is equals to adj dot size. Okay, this is the size number of nodes, total number of nodes in the given graph. And then we will create a boolean array visited is equals to new boolean of size v. Okay. Okay, we just need to return the total number of provinces. Let's create an array list of integer. Okay, let's call it result is equals to BFS की बोल लेते हैं BFS. इसके कॉन्स्टेंट्स क्या है? टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी का कोई कॉन्स्टेंट है क्या? DFS BFS यूनियन फाइन. सो पहले BFS से करके देखते हैं, अगर नहीं होता है तो देन वी विल गो this DFS. So array list BFS new array list. Okay, so now we have the BFS visited array, and we will create a queue and teacher queue is equals to new linked list. Okay, now we have a queue also. Then we will create in source src is equals to 0. Queue dot add src and update visited of src is equals to true, and then while queue is not empty is empty. What we will do, we will create a current node and store queue dot poll in it, and then we will add the current node into the BFS. So BFS dot add current. Okay. Now for each of the neighbor of the current node, what we need to do now, for int x in adj dot get current. Okay. For each x, if it is not visited of x is not true, we will update it. Visited of x is equals to true and add it to the BFS. BFS dot add x. Now, if it is a single component, then it, it will add all the nodes into the BFS. Okay, but now what we will do, for int I is equals to 0, I less than v, I plus plus, and if visited of I is not true, हाँ गया, yeah, lead code पे ही है ना. What we are doing, if visited of I is not true, then what we will do, we will increase the count, and here let's create int count is equal to या ये count component वाला कोड किसी हेल्पर मेथड में लिखना पड़ेगा. For disconnected graphs, ये तो BFS का हो गया. तो BFS for disconnected and directed graph, this is same and complete. Now BFS for all components, we will give adj okay. Let us learn about it. We need to return this is for disconnected graph. If visited is not true, array list of integer as result. अरे अभी नहीं कर ऐसा करना तो पड़ेगा। Integer dot size visited boolean array list result. Now we have this and we are returning result, that is BFS. Instead of BFS we need to return we will create a count and count is equals to 0 after the first call of BFS connected. Oh, oh. We will increase the count by 1. Okay. BFS connected is there. Let's run it. Compilation error is connected and return result. Okay, I am returning result in this. Instead, I should return count. Okay, this is okay. And is connected is good. QT matrix 2. Bro, I'm solving first problem in graph BFS of drivers A to Z sheet. Number of provinces on lead code. This is problem number 547 in lead code. Okay. क्या था problem is connected. Is connected is a 2D matrix and matrix 2 ADJ list is right. Okay, that's great, buddy. In which year you are, by the way, Prem Rao? What's the error? Is it still giving the error? Incompatible type list cannot be converted to array list. So इसको ही change कर देते हैं. यहाँ पे array add कर दो. Array list integer. Here also array list of integer graph. Now it is good to go. Have you solved this problem, buddy? Number of provinces. Okay, it is working fine. Let's submit it. And we need to do the problem of the day also. Okay, it worked, but not the best solution. What what we did, we converted the matrix to adjacency list and then counted the number of disconnected graphs. Okay. What is wrong today? 31, 69. Finally, I've solved first problem in graph. Okay, so maybe I had copy pasted some things. For converting matrix to adjacency list, what we do, we will use. Okay, I have also, like, I had done BFS traversal yesterday, and today I learned about DFS traversal, and this is the first problem I'm solving using BFS and DFS. And I am particularly preparing these topics because of Infosys on-campus hiring, and they are asking problems related to graph and DP only. That is why I'm up. I was tense that I don't really know the concepts of graphs and DP. So I'm hoping that in the next 2 to 3 days I will be able to cover at least the standard problems. What I need to learn from this problem. Can I optimize it? Number of provinces. And what is today's problem of the day? Count number of trapezoids. Two. That is hard. I'm not gonna do it right now. Okay, this is done number of provinces, and I got an idea. Connected components problem in matrix. ये problem है ही नहीं LeetCode पे, तो we will do it later. Rotten oranges. Let's do this. Rotten oranges. Rotten oranges. You are given m cross n grid where each cell can have one or three values, 0, 1, 2 representing an empty cell, fresh orange or rotten orange. Every minute, any fresh orange that is four directionally adjacent to a rotten orange becomes rotten. Return the minimum number of minutes that must elapse until no cell has a fresh orange. If this is impossible, return -1. So four directionally adjacent. Okay. left, right, up and down. So if there is a rotten orange, then its left and right, up and down, orange will also get rotten. Every minute, we need to count the number of minutes. So it means this is the source node and we are doing BFS traversal, and on every level the minute will get, okay, on every minute we are getting one level of the neighbors. So if this is the source node, in the 0th minute it will get rotten, or the whichever the rotten tomato is. Okay, in the second minute we will do the BFS traversal and the first neighbors of this rotten tomato will get rotten. In the next minute all the neighbors of these two neighbors will get rotten, and in the next minute all the neighbors, and we need to just count. We have a grid. We just have a grid and we need to first check. You're given an m cross n grid where each cell can have only one of three values: 0 representing an empty cell, 1 representing a fresh orange, 2 representing a rotten orange. So what is the maximum length of m and n? M cross n can be 10. Okay, so to my phone since so long. Okay, now we are live again. Rotting, rotting oranges. How do I convert this grid into a adjacency matrix or adjacency list? Grid. BFS on grid. Okay, creating it as graph and grid and start row and column. Okay, grid problems where each cell is a node. Okay, up, down, left, right. Okay, implicit graphs, grid as graph common in Infosys. Okay, directions is equals to this, up, down, left, right is connected to four neighbors, up, down, left, right. Okay, then we will get neighbors for each node using this method. Return neighbors. BFS on grid, BFS grid, grid start row, start column, and let's copy it. We are learning a new concept, that is BFS on grid. So start row, start column, Grade is great. Q visited boolean grade dot length. Grade dot length. Okay, we will create a 2D visited array which will store the status, and q dot offer, that is add start row start column to the queue. Q is of array. Okay, if we have already visited, q dot poll row equals to current. Okay, so now instead of integers we are iterating over arrays. Okay, so why are we giving start row and start column as input? We need get neighbors method also. We need to count the number of minutes. And minute is equals to 0, and on every iteration So we will name this and इसको void की जगह let's do it at the end we will put the word and here we will simply return BFS grid of grid comma 0 comma 0. Let's run. Dot class is expected. गलत जगह रिटर्न कर देता हूँ. Line number 11. I am not getting the main structs. We are running a BFS search and in every level I want to increase the time. This file queue is empty, not empty. It will add all the neighbors. every time it adds neighbors, it should update the main count. Mhm. We need to count the level of BFS. Let us ask ChatGPT because I'm not able to come to the conclusion that how do I count the number of levels. And a neighbor helper right, but the current code only starts from zero, never tracks fresh oranges, and never advances time. Your minute stays zero for the routing oranges problem. We need multi-source BFS spread simultaneously and to count minutes by proceeding BFS level by level. Why this works, all routing oranges are queued at start, then in fact in parallel. Okay, BFS processes 1 minute per level. We only increment minute when at least one fresh oranges become rotten during that level. Mm, So what changes are there? Initialize queue with all initially rotten oranges and count fresh ones. So we will initialize queue with all initially rotten oranges. Okay, so starting में जितने भी सारे oranges rotten होंगे उनको NQ कर देंगे. Level by level. Each level is equals to 1 minute. I need to understand this problem. Okay, four direction vectors. This I got it. Oranges rotting. We have a grid, we have rows, we have column, we have queue, node linked list. Initialize queue with all initially rotten oranges and count fresh ones. So R is equals to 0, R plus plus, column, if row column is equals to 2, we will enqueue it into our queue with RC. If we will increase the count of fresh. If fresh is equals to 0, we will return 0. That means all the oranges are rotten already, and we will start counting minutes from this point. After that, while queue is empty, we will store the size of the queue and boolean infected this minute is equals to false. If no rotten orange is infected this minute, then we will return what? Only increment minutes if we infected at least one orange this level. Now I'm getting it. मुझे सबमिट नहीं करना चाहिए था, but I did. It's still not the best solution. I'm just heading to the editorial to see what is the best solution in Java. BFS solution with comments. It is the same solution that we did. Fresh is equals to 0, put the position of all rotten oranges in the queue, count fresh oranges is equals to 0, rotten 0, int count is equals to 0, direction while queue is empty. It's the same solution here, but it is not the most optimal solution. Beats 100% DFS, depth first search. Think of grid as a graph where each cell is a node. Okay, approach initialize queue for BFS containing all initially rotten oranges. If there are no or fresh oranges, initially return 0. BFS traversal for each orange in the current queue. Current minute, check for direction neighbors. If neighbor is a fresh orange, rot it. Add it to the queue for the next minute, decrease the fresh orange count. And condition if all fresh oranges are written as otherwise this is the same solution that we copy pasted from ChatGPT, but how is it beating 100% of the solutions? Mine is saying beat 6% only. Why? Because of the space complexity. No, it is talking about the runtime. Okay, now I'm getting familiar with graph problems at least. Okay, let's take a break and I will be back in few minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.